Steady, Daddy, and Scott.
Would you like to know the biggest mistake that a landlord can make that kills profit?
In case you didn't catch that, here's some of the biggest mistakes that a landlord can make that kills profit. Number one, not running the numbers. If you end up going in too deep on payments, taxes, or insurance, you didn't run your numbers good, you could throw your profits into even, it could mess your profits up horribly is what I'm trying to say. Let's say your payments are higher than what you think. Oh God, there's an HOA fee I didn't calculate for. Repairs, any kind of thing like that could cut into your profit real quick like. So definitely run your numbers, make sure they're looking good. Choosing a bad location. If you end up buying a house in a town that's dying, yeah, you might end up with an empty house. You might end up making payments on a house that you can't find a tenant on. When I started in this, we was looking at some cheaper houses right much south of here, just looking at them on the internet, and I said, man, these are some really good deals. We rode down there. The town was dead. No industry, no amenities, nothing that would attract a family or even a single person to live there. And I mean, if somebody did want to live there, they could sweep in and buy a house for near nothing. So you want to make sure you're in a good location when you're looking to buy rental properties. Taking too long or too short for turnover. If you take too long, you're going to be sitting there piling up bills that you're going to have to pay yourself for, however long you're going to be in and however long you're taking for the turnover. Your mortgages, your taxes, your insurance, all of that stuff, even your utilities, lights and care stuff while you're in there, cleaning, if you're doing a remodel or whatever. At the same time, if you don't take long enough and you don't finish the remodel, you're going to get a lower grade tenant, or, well, more than likely, you're just going to get a lower grade tenant. A lower grade property and brings a lower grade tenant and brings lower grade rents. It brings lower grade problems. So, don't take too short, but at the same time, you don't want all of those bills piling up into your own pocket. Ignoring maintenance issues. This one's pretty simple. If there's a leak, fix it immediately. If you don't fix it immediately, 6 months down the road, not only are you gonna have to fix a leak,
Water will come into the house.
Yeah, water's gonna come in the house. You're gonna have to fix a leak, a subfloor, walls. You're gonna have to deal with mold. I mean, there's gonna be a million other things. If you just do the maintenance immediately, right then and there. If not, it's gonna cost you more in excessive maintenance costs down the road.
And you're going to have to buy a siphoning code and learn how to siphon.
No, you're not. Let's see. Tenant screening. Do not skip the tenant screening. Very important. You want to meet these people. You want to make sure they sound like good people. You got your whole screening process. You need to have a screening process. We go off of numbers, and we rate people, 1 to 10, and that's stuff. Credit. How long have they been at their job? Let's see. Do they make enough money how much excess money they're going to have after they pay their rent every month? And rank these off of numbers and hold on to these records for at least 3 to 6 months after everything. Because let's say they try to bring you into court over some discriminatory situation, oh, he didn't like me because I'm an Indian or whatever. Then you can say, look, here are all my records. This is where they ranked at. I put this one in here because it's the highest. So, really get the tenant screening. Another one of the things is previous landlords and what they have to say about the tenant. If they don't give you previous landlords, don't rent to them at all. Security deposit. Very important to take the security deposit. Very important to have the security deposit set, high enough to where they're not in there destroying the house, but not so high that it's going to chase them away. The security deposit is theirs, and in your lease you should say, they'll get this back minus any damages after 60 days of them vacating the property, unless a lease violation. If there's a lease violation, then, you know, it's yours. Now we're down to just me and Scott. But yeah, you want to take that. In the meantime, you know, like I say, you got 60 days after the lease is over to give it back to them. So in the meantime, you can use that money to make you money. Let's see. Sloppy documentation. That's not something you want. Rebecca, would you like to come tell them why they don't want sloppy documentation? She doesn't. You want all your documentation to be clear. Everything stated out right there in your lease. This is what we're doing. You know, like I said back with the security deposit, you'll get this back 60 days after the lease is up, and you know you're out. Any documentation like that may end up having to be, you may end up getting pulled into court over it. So you want to make sure everything is clear, detailed, ready to go. Not conducting inspections. You want to conduct inspections every 3 to 6 months. I'd say every 3 months. You know, that way you're checking for that leak that we were talking about earlier. Making sure that they're not destroying the house. Making sure there's no pets in there. If that's one of your guidelines, it's one of ours. But like I said, you find something wrong, there you go. You can fix it right then. And it's not so much to find out, you know, if they're terrible people. It's just to make sure the house is up to code and ready to go. Investing in upgrades that don't add value. Say you got a property, putting a pool in the backyard, probably not so great. Now, if you had a multi-unit property, you know, 16 units, a pool might not be a bad investment, but just a single family home with a pool in it, putting a pool in it, you're never going to get your money back. One of the best things to look for is kitchen upgrades, appliances, lighting upgrades, stuff of that nature. Cabinets, I wouldn't. Go ahead.
A new circuit board.
A new circuit board. A new circuit board. If you know some of your appliances, you know, if one's burnt out or something. Cabinets. Don't replace cabinets unless it's a real high-end neighborhood. If you got a house that you're renting out for $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 a month, and you know you want it to compare to the other houses that are renting for that amount of money, but most rentals don't replace cabinets. Paint them, replace the hardware. You know, don't over upgrade. But yeah, that's like I say, just find out where the money is and stick to that area. Being the good guy. You don't want to always be the good guy. You can be a good guy and, you know, still run a profitable business. Communicate with your tenants. They'll tell you what's wrong. You come fix it. That's going to save you on that subfloor situation I was talking about. But those are a few things. Let's see, the number one most important thing that a lot of landlords don't do is they don't smash the like button on this video. So be sure to do that, you know, because that'll really destroy your profit.
And subscribe.
And subscribe.
And hit that bell.
Hit some bell, I'm not sure. Share, comment, I'll be talking to you soon.